What happens when love stops being dramatic and starts becoming real? Hello everyone, wishing you a wonderful day. Today we're going to explore a quiet but deeply meaningful chapter in Linda and Quang's story, where there are no conflicts, no pressure, just two people learning how to be happy together in the simplest moments. And if you enjoy this kind of warm, feel-good love story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our upcoming videos. Morning arrives quietly. Soft sunlight slips through the curtains and rests on the back of her hand. Linda opens her eyes slowly, not because she is tired, but because she doesn't want to rush this moment. She lies still for a few seconds. Then she notices the ring. The small piece of metal catches the light, and she lets out a soft laugh. Not loud, not dramatic, just real. She turns her hand slightly, watching how the ring reflects the morning sun. For a moment, she wonders if this is still a dream. It isn't. Her phone vibrates. A simple message appears on the screen, and her lips curve into a smile before she even realizes it. "Good morning," she types back, asking if he is testing how long it will take her to get used to this new reality. The reply comes quickly, awkward and slightly formal, joking about rules and protocol. She laughs, shaking her head. Even now, he still sounds like someone who has spent his whole life following structure. They agree to meet at a small cafe near the construction site. Nothing fancy, nothing private, just a normal place. She arrives first and chooses a table by the window. When he walks in, she almost doesn't recognize him. No suit, no polished executive look. Just a simple shirt, casual jeans, and hair that looks like he didn't overthink it for once. He pauses when he sees her, clearly unsure how to act. She notices, and it makes the moment feel lighter. He greets her politely, almost too formally. She smiles and asks if he is greeting a business partner or the woman he plans to marry. The tension melts instantly. He exhales and sits down, smiling like someone who has just been reminded that he doesn't need to perform. Coffee arrives. He reaches for his wallet, then realizes she is already paid. He hesitates, then nods, accepting it, even though it's still unfamiliar for him. They sit there quietly, sipping coffee, watching people walk by. The silence isn't awkward, it's comfortable. He finally asks if this is the moment when they are supposed to talk about the future. She raises an eyebrow and teases him, asking if he is starting a strategy meeting. He admits that planning is his instinct, but today, he wants to try something different. Just focus on the present. She agrees without hesitation. At the construction site, the atmosphere feels softer than usual. Not tense, not heavy. A few co-workers smile and offer quiet congratulations. Nothing exaggerated, nothing uncomfortable. It eases something inside her chest that she didn't realize was tight. During the morning briefing, everything feels normal. He speaks with confidence and clarity. She listens carefully, notebook in hand. When her opinion is asked for, she answers directly and professionally. When he agrees, it's clear that the decision is based on her expertise, not their relationship. That matters to her. At lunch, she sits on a low concrete step, eating from a simple container. He walks over with 2 bottles of water and offers one. She takes it and gestures for him to sit. For a while, they eat in silence. Then he admits that leading teams and negotiating billion-dollar projects has never made him as nervous as asking her out for breakfast that morning. She laughs and says he looked like he was pitching a proposal. He groans, and she tells him it was kind of cute. He points out that cute is not a word people usually associate with him. She smiles and tells him he'll have to get used to it. Later that afternoon, he knocks on her office door, hesitating for just a moment. He suggests taking a short break together. Not a business trip, not a vacation, just time. She looks up, surprised, and doesn't answer right away. He doesn't push, just says she can think about it. As he turns to leave, she stops him and says that if they go as two ordinary people. No titles, no roles. He agrees instantly. That evening, they stand by her car as the sun sets behind the cranes. The day feels complete, even without anything extraordinary happening. He reaches for her hand. This time, he doesn't hesitate. She doesn't pull away. He says the day was good. She nods and agrees. There is no drama, no big moment. Just two people learning how to be together, slowly, honestly, and happily, for now. The next morning feels different. Not louder, not more exciting, just lighter. She wakes up before the alarm, stretches, and checks her phone. There is no urgent message, no schedule, no reminder about meetings. Only one short text asking if she has had breakfast yet. She replies honestly, not yet. A few minutes later, another message arrives, saying there is a place he wants to show her. Nothing special, just somewhere he likes to go when his head feels too full. They meet without rushing, no fixed time, no pressure. He drives, one hand on the steering wheel, the other relaxed by his side. The city slowly fades behind them. Buildings give way to quieter streets, trees lining the road, sunlight flickering through the leaves. She watches him from the passenger seat. For the first time, he doesn't look like someone carrying the weight of an entire project. His shoulders are relaxed, his jaw is intense. He hums softly to a song playing on the radio, not even realizing he's doing it. She smiles to herself. They stop at a small roadside cafe. No signboard worth mentioning. Just a few plastic chairs, an old coffee machine, and the smell of freshly brewed coffee in the air. He orders for both of them, slightly unsure, then laughs when she teases him for overthinking something so simple. They sit outside, coffee in hand, watching the world pass by. No one recognizes them. No one cares who they are. And that feels strangely freeing. He admits that this is where he comes when things feel overwhelming. Not to think, just to breathe. She listens quietly, not trying to fix anything, not offering advice. Just being there. That seems to matter more than words. After coffee, they walk without a destination. A small park appears ahead. Children are running around. An elderly couple sits on a bench, hands loosely intertwined. She slows down, watching them. He notices. She says she wonders if love always ends up looking like that. Quiet, familiar, uncomplicated. He says he hopes so. They sit on a bench nearby. The air is warm, the kind that makes time feel slower. He reaches out and gently adjusts the ring on her finger, as if making sure it's still real. She looks at him and asks if he's afraid. He doesn't answer right away. Then he admits that he is. Not of losing projects, not of failure, but of not knowing how to be good at something that doesn't come with rules or structure. She tells him that maybe this isn't something you're supposed to be good at. Maybe you're just supposed to be honest. That seems to ease something inside him. They share lunch at a small local place. The food is simple, the conversation even simpler. Childhood memories, bad habits, things they secretly enjoy but rarely admit. He confesses that he drinks instant coffee when no one is watching. She laughs so hard she almost spills her drink. In the afternoon, they drive back slowly. windows down, letting the wind fill the silence between them. When they return to the city, reality waits. Emails, calls, responsibilities. But it doesn't feel heavy anymore. They stand beside the car for a moment, neither wanting to be the first to leave. He says he didn't realize how much he needed a day like this. She says neither did she. Before she goes, he asks if this can be their thing. Not the cafe, not the park, but taking time like this. Choosing each other, even on ordinary days. She agrees. As she walks away, she glances back once. He's still standing there, watching her, smiling softly. Not as a CEO, not as someone in charge, just as a man who is quietly happy. And for the first time in a long while, she feels certain. This kind of happiness doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be
Xin chào
real.
mọi người. Trong tập này, Linda và bà Linda theo bà và cậu cháu ra nương mía. Dưới nắng sớm, bà vừa chặt mía vừa kể chuyện ngày xưa. Dậy chặt 3 hoặc 4 khúc cho đẹp để bán được giá. Đồng mía cao dần, 45 đồng trở thành hy vọng cho phiên chợ. Một cây mía đổ bất ngờ khiến cả nhóm kêu, rồi cười xòa vì kịp đỡ nhau. Chiều xuống, Linda buồn bã vì con rúi của mình đã biến mất. Nghi có kẻ trộm rình quanh nhà. CEO Quang ghé đến lắng nghe và trấn an và tự sửa chiếc camera cũ trong kho, kéo dây lắp trước sân nhà để bảo vệ cô. Đêm đến, Linda nấu cơm nếp cẩm mời anh ở lại ăn. Hai người trò chuyện lòng ấm lại. Quang kể áp lực công ty, camera nháy sáng, bóng lạ thoáng qua, và không biết Linda có sống sót qua được đêm nay không. Mọi người nếu thấy video hay, hãy cho mình một like, một subscribe. Cảm ơn mọi người nhé.